That's it. So, we're a go. Southern Perspective, episode 7. 7 in, 7 deep. So, welcome to Southern Perspective, episode 7. So, this is a debrief with context of South Glengarry's November 24th, 2025 council meeting. So, today, with Mayor Lachlan McDonell, we take a quick, sharp look at how South Glengarry is planning ahead and protecting heritage, strengthening finances, and advancing accessibility. So we're going to cover the proposed heritage designation for the county archives, the strong 2023 audits results, and a new multi-year accessibility plan. So there's other key regional updates that includes roads, high-speed rails, plus council's latest advocacy and community notes. So welcome, Lachlan.
Thank you.
There you go. Again.
Nice to be back again.
Nice to be back. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So we're going to start, this is, I guess, the third time we talk about this, but it's all good. The heritage designation for the Glengarry County Archives. Yes. So the council received a detailed presentation on the proposed heritage designation of the Glengarry County Archives. That's, I guess, that you guys, the yes. Glengarry, South Glengarry was looking for that. So it was outlining legislative changes and updated criteria and the importance of protecting key architectural features and supporting ongoing use. So my question to you, can you walk us through what the presentation was and what this means for potential designation of the archives building?
Yes. So the presentation was one updating us on the legislation, which North Glengarry had a lot of listed items, but those listed items will now come off. The province is trying to push people to designate them. So some of these properties had been listed. So they're looking to designate it. Went through the planning of that side. Additionally, as you heard perhaps in our last or 2 meetings ago, we kind of deferred or delayed the allowing of it. We were going to say we want more information. So North Glengarry came back with more information because it's a co-owned building in terms of which items are going to be heritage designated. We talked about a light bulb, you don't want to change the light bulb, but there were, I think, a list of 5 or 6 things, all reasonable. So our council has no objection. So it looks like North Glengarry will proceed with designating it. So we're out of the way.
So designate, and does that mean that by North Glengarry designated, you approve the designation per se, or because you're part owner as well?
But by virtue of not opposing it, they can just proceed. So we just wanted to make sure we knew what we were designating and like which components. They did that. So that's all we wanted, and we're good.
Okay, good.
Nice and easy.
That's nice and easy. Okay, so the 2023 audited financial statements. So the audit reported an operating surplus of roughly $813,000. So those are strong financial ratios, yes. And a clear audit opinion highlighting that you guys are there's sound fiscal management heading into 2026. You mentioned that that South Glengarry is pretty much free of debt. So what's the main drivers behind this surplus, this $813,000 surplus?
Okay, the main drivers were interest rates at that time. We had money in the bank that earned, I believe it was $200,000 or $300,000 more than we anticipated when the interest rates went up. And additionally, we had a few vacant staffs, some municipal positions. So like you'd have, in the budget, we had a staff spot that wasn't fulfilled. Okay. So a few of those, and then any given year surplus is $300,000 to $400,000. So this is almost double. Okay. But those are the 2 core reasons why. That drove it. Additionally, you mentioned debt, and that the only debt we have is farm tile drain loans. Yeah. So it's in and out from the province. But in 2026, to be honest, we will be taking on debt for our water system. So we'll see that. So that was one of my campaigns, keep South Glengarry debt free. And on the taxation side, we've maintained that. And on the water side, it was as soon as we said yes to the water tower, it was going to happen. Okay.
So there's what steps will South Township take to the auditors recommending on managing tax arrears?
Yes.
So explain to me what the tax arrears issue is and how you're going to manage that.
Yes. So I believe the number that we have is we have tax arrears in the amount of 30% of our own source revenue, which is high. Other municipalities have it 8 to 15 typically would be like a good rating because there's always going to be tax arrears. Like municipalities, it can only deal with them after tax has been outstanding for 2 years. Okay. And then you can take the process to go to tax sale, which involves a number of steps. I won't get into all of them. What we will do to solve it One of the positions that has been was put in the budget in 2022, I think, but just before I arrived. But it's a deputy treasurer, so that capacity is going to go there. So I would anticipate that number to go down, if not next year, the year after. And what we would do is go look at all the tax arrears that are 2 years and older, send them a notice, and there's multiple notices, right? In addition to the tax bills, the reminder notices that everybody gets. But sometimes, like, there's many reasons why taxes aren't paid. I won't go into it, but the fun ones are, I thought my husband was looking after that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. And it does happen, but then again, 30% is, as you say, is high for a municipality.
Yes, it's not 30% of taxpayers. It's just the value of the outstanding taxation.
Of the outstanding.
Yeah,
Okay.
I imagine the majority of it's like the majority of taxpayers are caught up. I would imagine, yeah.
Okay. So the 2026-2030 multi-year accessibility plan. So council approved the new multi-year accessibility plan focusing on facility audits, the AODA compliance, and community consultation to guide inclusive services delivery through 2030. Now, my question is, what are the key priorities in this new accessibility plan? It's a 4-year plan, correct?
Yes. So one would be continue to the good work. The last two this council and the previous council have made some decent inroads on the plans as we've worked through them. We kind of stayed stagnant for a while, but as we renovate our buildings, we make them accessible, and then I guess it would just be inclusion would be the big thing. Like take away the barriers to participating at our parks or our buildings as best we can as we renovate them. Like we try to do it in the moment of renovation. So just continued inclusion of our facilities is probably the one that people see, but even small things. Deputy Mayor Lang said it, like people with hard of hearing, like having a meeting with the hockey game in the background, because if you have a hearing aid, it picks up everything equally, like trying to think of those things. So I imagine that will go towards, we've spent some time investigating like a standalone council chamber.
Okay.
Because right now we set up and take down in the arena hall upstairs at Tartan Hall.
Okay.
So having a standalone center would do wonders for that, like make it more accessible to the public, as well as those with like not just physical, like not the ones you just see, right? Like hearing is a big one, because those hockey games are pretty raucous down there.
Yeah, they are. I mean, arenas are arenas, and
Yep.
and the hall above them is not necessarily an afterthought, but it's part of it, part of most municipalities, but they're not. It's not the arena. That's not its purpose, right?
Exactly.
So okay, that's good. Now you had a sort of updates on roads, forests, and high-speed rail.
Yes.
So regional updates covered completed road work, forest cost sharing agreements, and discussion on the proposed high-speed rail corridor and its potential impacts on rural municipalities. So there's a few questions here. What recent road construction projects were completed under budget, and how was this achieved?
Okay, so this was a report on our committee reports from the county councils. So this particular one was County Road 22, so west of Maxwell into North Stormont. I believe it came in over $1 million, including it was under budget by $1 million. And one thing that struck me was the cost to move the hydro lines was over $1 million as well. But it was the reconstruction of County Road 22, and we were looking that it might have to take on debt, but the treasurer brought a report that said if we scrape together a little bit here, a little bit there, no debt. So not only does South Glengarry stay debt-free, but the counties of SDG are also debt-free too, which big fan of that. And then whenever you talk about the forest and repayment, North Dundas, there was Alvin Runnels Forest. There was a bog fire. It took a tremendous amount of effort. It's owned by the counties, so North Dundas is looking to recoup some of that money. I think there was one more item.
So like that's the cost sharing for South Glengarry for the forest, right?
Well, yeah. So counties own it. It's in North Dundas, but North Dundas Fire approached it, called in mutual aid. So there were a number of fire stations. So like every municipality around sent people to help.
Okay.
So North Dundas is asking the counties for money, and that money will go to their fire services as well as to help pay the mutual aid. So South Glengarry may get a little bit, but it's not a lot. It's mostly to North Dundas who had the brunt of the I don't know what you call it, rescue, but the stopping the fire.
And the other one was the concerns or opportunities of the proposed high-speed rail for rural communities like us? What's that all about?
So there's a high-speed rail looking to go from Trois-Rivières to Montreal to Laval, or one of those backwards, to Ottawa, to Peterborough, to Toronto.
Okay.
And it's going to come through North Glengarry and North Stormont. So
Okay.
this is again a county level issue. You should ask Jamie. Will have.
Yeah,
we'll-
there was a sort of, we touched upon they had a presentation from Alto.
Yes. So same presentation.
Okay.
And I think the concerns around the table are that they say it's going to bring development possibly, but we're not on the line. It's going to go straight through us, and then maybe hubs to go to Ottawa. But
Okay.
it's really just connecting 60% of the population, and we don't happen to have that 60%. It's through us more than to us.
So does this line, by going to Ottawa, it's not going to go through Kingston, right?
Correct. It's going to go out and around to Peterborough.
Okay, so there won't be any way really for South Glengarry residents to directly connect to that line.
Correct. Yeah, you could go to Ottawa or Montreal, and it's supposed to shave off an hour from the regular time, or half of. It's supposed to be almost twice as fast, in many instances. But I mean, to drive out of the way and then out of the way again, might as well just go to Cornwall, Alexandria, and take the train.
Yeah. Some municipalities will benefit, others, the less. But again, in Alexandria, you're still going to have to take the train into Montreal or Ottawa to actually hop onto this high-speed rail.
Yes.
So that's still something like that. Okay. Support resolutions for provincial infrastructure funding. So council passed some resolution urging the province to maintain municipal infrastructure funding and airport capital assistance programs, reinforcing the need for predictable long-term investment. So what is municipal infrastructure funding, and how does the airport fit into this the capital assistance programs?
Okay, I'll answer the first part.
Okay.
Ontario funding, or we'll say funding they call it formula-based funding, not grant funding, so municipalities get it every year. I believe this one was talking about the Ontario Community Infrastructure Fund, which is OSIF.
Okay.
And it's like $400,000 to $600,000 a year that our municipality receives.
Okay.
And at one time, OSIF went to 85% of the previous year to certain municipalities, which can hurt, right? Like for certain municipalities, it can be like 2 or 3% taxation setback before you even start.
Mm-hmm.
So we were supporting, I think it's Edwardsburg Cardinal, in their motion to like make it fair. Say you're going to fund it in future years, because province can always withdraw funding if they're so inclined. But that was specific to that resolution. Other ones are Ontario Municipal Partnership Fund, which is over $1 million for South Glengarry that we get annually, and then gas tax, or the Canadian Community Benefit Fund, as it's now called, and it's $400,000. But when it comes to the other part,
the
airport.
Yeah. So how does that fit in? Or
that one, we were, again, another support resolution. Somebody said, please put some funding for small airports, regional airports. We have Cornwall Regional Airport in South Glengarry, specifically Summerstown, south of Summerstown Station. So we're just supporting that, because obviously.
Is that part of OSIF? Is that part of the OSIF funding?
No, that would be separate. They're two separate things.
So there's actually there's some funding for the maintenance or for the airport per se.
Well, we're supporting the resolution of it. I forget specifically if that one was we're supporting the province for doing it, or supporting the province for continuing to do it.
Okay.
But we don't typically get the money, so that would be application based.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously any money for the airport would be great.
Okay. So are there, like, given the support for these funds, how does provincial infrastructure funding directly affect South Glengarry's upcoming capital plans? Or if it does.
It does. The Ontario Community Infrastructure Fund and Canadian Community Benefit Fund, CCBF and OSIF, offset our capital projects by over $800,000. So they're integral to the municipality keeping our roads and bridges in good shape.
Okay, that's very interesting. So that was a little. We're looking at. Let me just see here. We're looking at 15 minutes, which is really good. So
it's good for me.
Good for you, and good for all. You've achieved your goal and achieved our target. Okay, which is good. Okay, so we're going to wrap things up. So across these things from these different presentation and so forth, how do you describe the township going into the new year with the new budget and everything that's coming up on the table.
Yeah, if I was to describe things, because I have a budget meeting this afternoon, or just like a first one to try and show what council wants is invest in our infrastructure
Okay.
and keep taxes reasonable.
Yeah.
And then to borrow a taxpayer's line, it's hard-earned money, spend it wisely.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to try and do. I mean, we still have to invest in the community, but
Yeah.
spend it where we need it.
Yeah. Are there some specific investments that are coming up on?
Yes. So our arena is going to have a $2.4 million renovation likely,
Okay.
offset by some funding from the province. We have a few bridges that we talked about last time. We'll see how those go, because there's some conversation about whether to keep it, make it bigger, or remove it, or something in between. And then there's the election, which it's a small thing, but it's an annual thing, but it will be in the 2026 budget.
Yeah. Okay. How much does an election cost, ballpark?
$20,000 to $40,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. So is there anything else you'd like to touch on for this particular segment, or?
There was something that Councillor Bougie brought up as a community event. I'm forgetting it right now. But I think I said last time the Christmas parades are coming. I think that's December 6th. So next weekend. This weekend there was, I forgot. Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
no, it's all good. No, it's important to, well, with Christmas parades and all these, there's going to be some Christmas dinners and some fundraising. It's important as a community to go out and support all these local groups that put some efforts into doing this, and not just to raise the funds, but also to realize that Glengarry is a very sort of a warm place and a warm, welcoming place with great neighbors.
Yes, if I can touch on that one, then I heard on CBC somebody say, he was asked, with everything you have, you could just sit back on a beach and relax. And he said, moral integrity and character is when you have enough, you can give back. So if there is something to say, as we enter the Christmas season in particular, is there are people who have fallen behind where they were 4 or 5 years ago, and there are others perhaps that can have investments who have perhaps advanced materially. If that is you, do think to share with your community, because we do have wonderful people, and our volunteer community demonstrates that, and that like there's so many people who give because they can, and they don't have to. So so keep that up.
Keep that up. Yeah, be mindful of where you are and where you've been, and perhaps where others are presently as well too.
Yes.
So okay, so thank you very much for coming in. We're still going to do Ask the Mayor. We didn't get anything, and don't feel bad. Mayor Jamie did not get anything either. So
yes, yeah.
So it's all good. But then again, we do encourage you to sort of go on Facebook page and find any way to you can even send it to info@glengarrytv.com. So we're going to be asking again if they want to weigh in on this segment here.
I'm going to plant a question.
You're going to plant a question, or you can plant people to plant questions.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we didn't get anything last time, but check again and go on Facebook, and we're going to ask people if they can put forth one question per person. I mean, it could be they can even send you some well wishings to.
Oh, that'd be great.
So who knows? That might
You're
be.
doing a great job. Thank you.
You're doing a great job, and happy holidays, Lachlan. So we're looking also for this segment here and other segments as well. We're looking for patrons to support like this. So if you want to be part of the Glengarry TV through sponsorship, either as a business or an individual, to support us bringing you sort of a council debrief, a quick sort of Lachlan's 2 cents on.
Yes.
You can contact us at info@GlengarryTV. So thank you, Mayor McDonald, for coming in. Always a pleasure.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching, and smash the subscribe button. And we will see you on @MyGlengarryTV on YouTube. Cheers.
I like that. Yeah.